Hi, everybody, and welcome to Spa Babies, presented by Spendthrift Farm. I'm Dan Illman, along with Nicole Russo, and let's throw up the field for Sunday's Spa Baby race. We're going to kick things off at Saratoga with the opener. The early pick five begins, a 50-cent pick five. The number one, Guana K, is entered main track only. The number two, Feeling Pretty, is represented by Spendthrift Stallion Temple City. And Nicole, there's a nice mix of first-time starters and experienced horses stretching out for the first time.
Yeah, I think so. Some of the experienced horses in particular have faced some nice horses, are coming out of, what look like some key races. And then we have some very well-bred first-time starters in here. I think it's a fun race.
One of the first-time starters is the number two, Feeling Pretty, by Spendthrift Stallion Temple City. And we know the Temple Cities can run on the turf. But I look at the bottom of this pedigree and I see nothing but dirt, Nicole. I wonder if Feeling Pretty is in here because there really isn't a lot of places to run long-distance races on dirt. I think Feeling Pretty has stamina. It'll be interesting to see how she handles the sod.
Well, that might be a fair assessment. Temple City certainly is known for siring good turf routers. I do like them a little bit better as they get a bit older. There's an interesting blend of speed and stamina in the dam side of the family, with speed kind of close up. She was a multiple stakes winner sprinting on the dirt. It's the family of a Belmont Stakes winner further back. But yeah, as you said, really a lot of dirt ability on that side of the page.
Really can't go wrong with the pedigree for the number three, Mrs. Frankel, by Flawless Phenomenal Frankel, a $320,000 March 2-year-old in training purchase. And there's just stakes and turf ability on the bottom of this pedigree. She made her debut sprinting on the turf at Belmont. I thought she had a very good trip tracking a pace duel, and she flattened out just a bit. But 5 furlongs doesn't have to be her game. I would expect her to improve with this additional distance.
Oh, certainly. And, she's come back with some nice work since that race. That sprint race should have moved her forward from a fitness standpoint. And I think she'll ultimately want to go longer. And that race she's coming out of, maybe looks like a nice one. The third place finisher, Alda, has come back to win. And the victorious Wink goes in the Colleen at Monmouth on Sunday.
Another one that should benefit from her career debut sprinting is the number 4, Uyuni, going out for trainer Wesley Ward. This is a daughter of Uncle Mo, and there's just class and stamina and turf ability on the bottom of this pedigree. She's a half-sister to a juvenile Grade 3 stakes-winning turf miler. The dam could go long, a multiple Grade 3 winner on synthetic. A lot of ability here from a pedigree standpoint for Uyuni. She didn't do much running in her debut, but again, another one that just shows speed and improved ability on the stretch out.
Oh, definitely. I think, stretching from the 5 furlong debut to 2 turns should work. Uncle Mo, a young classic sire whose offspring just seemed to run on any surface. Dam Pash Attack was a router herself. So I think this is another one who's going to want to go long.
Nice pedigree for the number 5, Blend. This is a Claiborne Farm and Adele Dilschneider homebred production by the great stallion Warfront. She is a half-sister to Sign, a half-sister to Vexed. Both of those 2-year-olds won graded stakes winners routing on dirt at Churchill Downs. There's turf and class in this family. I believe this is the family of Slew of Gold. And you want to check out the DRF Clocker reports leading up to any Saratoga race, especially with first-time starters. It looks like the last 2 works went company with Bilmott's Sol del Sur, who's entered first out on Saturday.
Yeah, and you know what? You're right that this is the family of Slew of Gold. It's also the family of Aptitude, the family of Arlington Million winner Real Solution. So much stamina and class in that female side of the family. And Blend, I think, really well named because her pedigree is kind of the perfect blend for this spot. She gets turf ability and juvenile ability from her sire. She gets route ability on the bottom side of her page. Really just kind of an outstanding blend of pedigree for this particular spot.
A couple of New York-breds by First Crop Sires round out this field. We'll begin with the 6, Simply Ravishing, a $50,000 yearling by Jim Dandy winner Lauban. Not the strongest pedigree, perhaps, from a black-type earning standpoint, but solid enough, and I would think she would get the distance.
I would think so as well. Her sire, is off the mark with a couple winners in this freshman class. One of the first sons of Uncle Mo to come to stud. Said earlier the Uncle Mo's seem to run on anything, certainly run on turf. So I don't think it's out of the question for Le Bon to sire good turf runners. And you're crossing him over a more than ready mare. That's certainly some turf and juvenile ability coming from that broodmare sire as well.
And the way the Clement barn is going right now, I wouldn't be surprised if the 7 Delaware Destiny just runs away and hides from this field. She is a daughter of Preakness winner Exaggerator, a $100,000 weanling purchase. The dam is a graded stakes winning turf sprinter. Diamondrella was a good turf rider. I believe she won the First Lady and maybe the Just a Game. And even though she's a New York bred, in a way, she's a New York bred in name only.
Yeah, just, an outstanding classy pedigree on both sides. Exaggerator, another freshman this year who's off the mark with some winners. He could very well be a bit of a hidden turf sire. He's by Curlin from that versatile Smart Strike sire line. Exaggerator was so good on wet tracks. Sometimes wet track ability is a little bit of a precursor or hint of turf ability. Definite turf ability on the bottom side of Delaware Destiny's page to back up that stallion who might be a multi-purpose sire.
Let's take a look at our top picks for Sunday's Spa Baby Race, our coverage presented by Spendthrift Farm. The 3 Mrs. Frankel might very well be the one to beat off of her promising debut, Nicole. She, with the experience edge, with that sprint race foundation, should show good tactical speed. She would not be a surprise at all. She's my second selection.
Yeah, I do think that she'll benefit from that race against, as we noted, some nice horses. Should improve for the Cassie barn, especially as she stretches out. Behind her, we talk a lot about how Bill Mott's horses also improve with experience. I usually take a wait and see approach on them till they have some experience, but I couldn't ignore the pedigree for Blend. And Delaware Destiny, as you said, just looks like a classy horse up and down, and certainly should be able to handle the 2 turns on debut.
I might just follow your picks in this race because I have to admit I was completely flummoxed. I do think Mrs. Frankel and the 7 Delaware Destiny are the horses to beat. I think they're going to take a good share of money. And Mrs. Frankel did have a good trip in her debut, so maybe I downgraded her a little bit too much. Delaware Destiny is just going to take a lot of money for the Clement barn with Arad Ortiz aboard. She could easily win. I looked for a price. Simply Ravishing is likely going to be the longest price on the board, or perhaps co-longest price, with the 2 feeling pretty. Maybe not the strongest pedigree from a class standpoint, but I'm interested to see what we get from these Lau bands. Ken McPeak occasionally can pop with a firster. Nicole's going 3-5-7-4. I'm going 6-3-2-5. It's Sunday's opener at Saratoga. It's our Spa Babies race, and our coverage is presented by Spendthrift Farm.